Welcome back, Seekers. Let's dive right into this explainer of the ancient Sanskrit masterpiece, the Yoga Vasistha. I'm your host, a Vedic researcher and Sanskrit scholar, and today we're going to decode the incredibly profound cosmic philosophy found in Canto 19. We are going to traverse the absolute deepest layers of reality together, exactly the way the ancient gurus did for their own disciples.
Okay, here's our spiritual syllabus for today. This is going to act as our map to traverse from the chronological story of the guru and disciple directly into the limitless nature of the universe. We'll be covering an introduction to Canto 19, the meeting of the swans, Mahadev's freedom from delusion, the path to self-realization and liberation, the disinterested solitary mind, and finally, we'll wrap up with time, space, and consciousness.
Section 1. Canto 19, an introduction.
So we finally reach number 19. And to really get the most out of this, we have to center ourselves in the overarching context of this specific canto. Assuming you've already climbed the steps of the first 18 cantos with us, you'll notice the spiritual air here is getting wonderfully thin. We are completely shifting our focus now strictly toward advanced theories of multidimensional reality and ultimate liberation. If those earlier chapters were all about tilling the soil and preparing the mind, Canto 19 is about taking flight into pure, unadulterated consciousness.
And to really grasp this, we have to look through a very specific lens, Advaita. This is the classical Vedic philosophy of non-dualism, and it's absolutely crucial for understanding every single shloka in this chapter impartially. Basically, Advaita posits that there is absolutely zero separation between the observer and the observed. The individual soul, the Atman, and the highest reality, Brahman, are perfectly identical. It's like a drop of water realizing it's actually the entire ocean.
Moving right along to Section 2, Meeting the Swans.
Let's look at our first major narrative event in shlokas 3 and 4. The Sanskrit begins, Hamsa Samagatha Shuddham. Now, the literal English translation of this verse paints a stunning, serene visual. It describes these graceful swans gathering across the tranquil waters of existence, purely in pursuit of the highest truth. It literally just sounds like a beautiful meeting of birds. But, as we know, classical Vedic literature always operates on multiple layers. The swan, or Hamsa in Sanskrit, is a classic, powerful metaphor. In mythology, the Hamsa is said to have the ability to separate pure milk from a mixture of milk and water. So philosophically, this physical gathering of birds actually represents awakened souls or wise spiritual seekers coming together in the boundless ocean of supreme consciousness to discern eternal truth from worldly illusion. It's a gathering of the enlightened.
Section 3. Mahadev's freedom from delusion. Progressing chronologically to shloka 6, we encounter Mahadev. The verse goes, Kshubhyateapi jagad kashe. Literally, it's describing a deity remaining completely, perfectly calm during a massive cosmic disturbance. But the practical application here is profound. That churning cosmos, that represents the inevitable, chaotic turmoil of our everyday human lives. Yet Mahadev's mind remains a pristine mirror, completely free from the dust of delusion. I just love that Sanskrit idiom for worldly attachments.
Now, what's really fascinating here is why he's so calm. This non-anger is entirely rooted in the piercing of Maya. Maya is the cosmic illusion that tricks our minds into believing this temporary, material world is the ultimate reality. When you finally realize the physical world is just a temporary play of forms, anger becomes completely illogical. Honestly, why be angry at an illusion? Mahadev's absolute serenity isn't just emotional control, it's a symptom of total cosmic awareness.
Which naturally carries us right into Section 4. Self-realization and liberation.
Shlokas 19 and 20 detail the actual mechanics of moksha or ultimate freedom, and the text draws a brilliant logical connection here. Dropping that delusion of Maya leads directly to moksha. As you can see, liberation isn't some magical dimension you travel to after you die. It's an internal awakening. You don't go anywhere, you simply wake up to the reality of what you have always been, pure, unbound consciousness.
Section 5. The disinterested solitary mind.
So how does a disciple actually achieve this state? Shloka 21 answers this by turning profound philosophy into daily practice through the disinterested mind. The verse starts, Ekantam ashrita shanto. The direct, literal meaning paints a picture of a wandering ascetic. It suggests physically packing up, retreating to a cave or a dense forest, and turning away from society's desires to find fullness in empty silence.
But wait, let's compare these interpretations.
The classical teaching of the Yoga Vasistha absolutely does not demand physical isolation. Actually, scratch that. Physical isolation without mental quiet is useless. True solitude is internal. It's a disinterested stillness that remains completely undisturbed by the chaos of daily life. You could literally be standing in a packed, noisy subway car, yet if your mind is detached and free of craving, you are resting in the deepest, most tranquil cave imaginable.
Section 6. Time, Space, and Consciousness. Achieving that internal stillness allows the yogi to finally perceive the true nature of reality. And this brings us to the really mind-bending, multidimensional theories of Canto 19. Take a look at this table. The text essentially contrasts two realms. Under the illusion of Maya, we experience time as linear, past, present, future, and space as physical distances. But in Brahman, the absolute reality, those constructs collapse entirely. Pure consciousness contains infinite, overlapping dimensions where time is just an eternal now, and space is non-local. It's literally everywhere at once.
Let's break these bullets down, because this ancient view is incredibly profound. Time is purely psychological. It stretches or compresses based entirely on your mind's state. An entire lifetime can be experienced in a fraction of a second in a dream, right? Space is just an illusion of distance created by the ego. Multidimensionality exists within a single point of pure awareness. And my favorite part, the universe isn't out there. It's a projection of the collective consciousness, kind of like light passing through a film reel. By practicing detachment, the soul learns to navigate these dimensions with total freedom.
Section: Actionable Wisdom for the Seeker.
While these multidimensional theories are vast, remember, the Yoga Vasistha is a highly practical text. It's meant to be lived. So let's ground this into your actual life. Step 1. Observe your mind's reaction to daily disruptions without anger, just like Mahadev. Step 2. Cultivate that internal solitude, even in a crowded space. And step 3. Recognize that the immediate reality of time and stress is just an illusion. Next time you're facing a stressful deadline, remember that the timeline is a projection. You have the power to step back into that solitary, peaceful mind at any given moment.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought to meditate on before we journey into the mysteries of Canto 20. If space and time are merely projections of your own consciousness, what illusion will you choose to wake up from tomorrow? The ancient scholars gave us these tools not just to study, but to actually liberate ourselves. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the Yoga Vasistha. Keep seeking, keep questioning, and keep waking up.